Hello everyone, this is Mana, and today we're going to be talking about Pokeballs. Pokeballs are items used to catch your Pokemon, and currently as of the time of this recording, there are currently 27 different Pokeballs, with Legends Arceus perhaps bringing in some more, or at least insinuating the origin of what the Pokeballs are, and looking rather sus. Without any further ado, let's get into each of the 27 different Pokeballs, starting with the standard Pokeball known throughout all of the games. The standard Pokeball has a regular catch rate of just 1. This base Pokeball could be bought at any shop, usually for the price of 200 Pokedollars, and can be sold for 100. Next up we have the Great Ball. Great Ball is also available in all of the games with a slightly better catch rate of 1.5. Can be purchased for 600 and then sold for 300. Next we have the Ultra Ball. The Ultra Ball, typically speaking, is arbitrarily the best Pokeball that you can purchase for the price of 1,200 Pokedollars and sold at 600. The Ultra Ball has a catch rate of ×2 and is available in all of the known games. Next up is the infamous Master Ball. The Master Ball is the best ball in all of the games and never misses. Typically speaking, you only get this ball once per playthrough of the game, and most trainers will commonly use it to capture the hardest legendaries. Now we're going to be talking about some of the Pokeballs that exist in the Pokemon universe, but may or may not necessarily be in all of the games. Starting in alphabetical order, we have the Beast Ball. The Beast Ball is absolutely terrible at capturing standard Pokemon, as its capture rate is a 0.1. When used on an Ultra Beast, however, it has a catch rate of 5. Currently, this ball is only available in the Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, and Sword and Shield games. Next up, we have the Cherish Ball. Cherish Ball was available starting from Diamond and Pearl all the way up to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Typically speaking, the Cherish Ball is not normally attained in the games and can only usually be attained through special events. Despite its different color palette, it actually has the same capture rate as a regular standard Pokeball. Next we have the Dive Ball. The Dive Ball has been available since Ruby and Sapphire all the way up till Sword and Shield, only skipping the Kanto remake games Fire Red and Leaf Green, as well as Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Typically speaking, the best time to use a Dive Ball is when you're underwater, surfing, or fishing. It will have a capture rate of 3.5, and any other time it has the same capture rate as a standard Pokeball at 1. Next we have the Dream Ball. The Dream Ball was only ever available in Black and White 2, and Sword and Shield. In the Black and White games, this Pokeball was available when you entered the Entry Forest and guaranteed capture of the Pokemon there. However, in Sword and Shield, it gave a 4 times multiplier when capturing Pokemon that were asleep. Next we have the Dusk Ball, available since Diamond and Pearl and currently available all the way up to its remakes, only ever skipping the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games. Normally speaking, the Dusk Ball has a capture rate as a standard Pokeball of 1. However, whenever used in caves or at night, it has a capture rate of ×3. Due to its high capture rate, this can sometimes be a lot better than the Ultra Balls, especially in the remakes of the games. The remakes can include the location of the Underground, and it has been my personal favorite to capture Pokemon there. Next we have the Fastball, whose origin came from the Gold and Silver games. The Fastball has the same capture rate as a regular Pokeball with a slight catch. If this was used on a Pokemon that would flee from battle, such as the roaming Pokemon, its capture rate is actually ×4. In later iterations, such as Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it was actually based on the Pokemon's speed stat instead. If it had a speed stat of higher than 100, then the capture rate would be 4. If anything less, then it would be the same capture rate as a Pokeball at 1. Next up we have the Friend Ball, whose appearance also came in Gold and Silver. The Friend Ball has the standard capture rate as a regular Pokeball, however, the slight twist with this one is whenever it does capture a Pokemon, its happiness already starts automatically at 200, which is perfect for friendship evolutions. Next up we have the Heal Ball, whose debut started in the Diamond and Pearl games. Only ever skipping the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games, the Heal Ball has a standard catch rate as a regular Pokeball. Its slight twist, however, is whatever Pokemon it captures, it automatically heals, fully restores the PP, and removes any status conditions it may or may not have. We'll be weighing in next on the Heavy Ball. Heavy Ball has made its debut since the Gold and Silver games, however has skipped a lot of other games since that point, only being available again later on in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, and Sword and Shield. This Pokeball's interesting gimmick is actually based on the weight of the Pokemon it's attempting to capture. If the Pokemon it attempted to capture was less than 450 ones, the capture rate is actually -20 and do not use at this point in time. However, once the Pokemon weighs more than 451 pounds, the capture rate will actually be +20, and everything after 673 pounds, it'll be +30, and then anything over 903 pounds, the value is +40. Basically, the heavier they are, the better the capture. Snorlax, anyone? Now we're going to level up to the Level Ball. The Level Ball was available in all the same games as the Heavy Ball. This Pokeball's dynamic was actually based on the levels of your Pokemon versus the one that you're trying to capture. If your Pokemon was higher level, its capture rate was automatically at 2. However, if the opposing Pokemon was actually half of your level, the capture rate would be 4, and if it was even a quarter of your level, the capture rate would be 8. This being said, if the Pokemon was actually higher level than your Pokemon, it would have the same capture rate as a standard Pokeball at 1. Next we have the Love Ball. The Love Ball was also in the same games as the Heavy Ball and the Level Ball. The Love Ball's gimmick, however, was actually based on the gender of your Pokemon versus the one that you're trying to capture. If the genders were opposite, then the capture rate would be far above that of an Ultra Ball at 8. However, if they were the same gender, then it would be the standard capture rate of a regular Pokeball at 1. Speaking of luring in, we're going to now talk about the Lure Ball. Just like the previous 3 Pokeballs, these were all available starting from the Gold and Silver games, but had missed a whole bunch in between. This ball's gimmick was actually based on if you were using it to capture a Pokemon that you were fishing. If you caught a Pokemon on a fishing rod, its capture rate would actually be 3, and in the Sun and Moon games was actually 5. However, if you were using on a Pokemon that you were not fishing, for example a wild encounter, then it would have the standard catch rate of a regular Pokeball. Next we have the Luxury Ball. Luxury Ball's debut was available starting since Ruby and Sapphire, and has only ever skipped the Kanto remakes of the games. It still had the same standard capture rate as a regular Pokeball at 1. But much like the Friend Ball, this Pokeball's gimmick was actually making the Pokemon friendlier after capture. Unlike the Friend Ball, this did not affect immediately, and instead the effect was over time, actually doubling the happiness level it would have normally earned. Returning back to the Gold and Silver exclusive balls, we now have the Moon Ball. The Moon Ball was exclusively used for Pokemon who would normally evolve with the Moonstone, such as Nidorina, Nidorino, Clefairy, Jigglypuff, or Skitty, and its capture rate was 4. For any other Pokemon, it would have the same capture rate as a standard Pokeball at 1. Next up we have the Nest Ball, whose debut started in the Ruby and Sapphire games, and once again is one of the few balls that have skipped the Kanto remakes of the games in Fire Red and Leaf Green, as well as Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. The Nest Ball's gimmick was basically, it was used to capture lower level Pokemon. Anything lower than level 19, the capture rate would have been 3, between the levels of 20 and 29, the capture rate at 2, and then for any Pokemon that was above the level 30, it would have the same capture rate as a standard Pokeball. Next up we have the Net Ball. The Net Ball was in the Ruby and Sapphire games, only ever skipping the Kanto remakes again, and its gimmick was being used on water type or bug type Pokemon, with its capture rate at 3, and then for any other Pokemon, the capture rate would be the same as a standard Pokeball. That being said, in the Sun and Moon games, the capture rate was actually changed to 3.5. Next up we have the Unique Park Ball. The Park Ball's debut came in Gold and Silver and was also in the Diamond and Pearl games, as well as the remakes for Heart Gold and Soul Silver, however was not available in any of the other games. The Park Ball is a guaranteed capture, however this item was only and could only ever be used inside what was called the PAL Park. Next up we have the Premier Ball, whose appearance was started at Ruby and Sapphire, only ever skipping Fire Red and Leaf Green. The Premier Ball has been around ever since, only having the standard capture rate of a regular Pokeball, however with the extra added gimmick that if you had bought 10 balls at a shop exactly, you would get the Premier Ball as an extra nice little add-on. Next we will quickly be turning our attention to the Quick Ball. The Quick Ball was available starting from the Diamond and Pearl games, only ever skipping the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games. The Quick Ball's gimmick was if it was used on the first turn, it had a capture rate of 4, and if it was used at any other point, its capture rate would be the same as the standard Pokeball. However, as of the Sun and Moon games, the capture rate on the first turn is now changed to 5. Next up we have the Repeat Ball. The Repeat Ball's debut came in Ruby and Sapphire and has only skipped Fire Red, Leaf Green, as well as the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games. The Repeat Ball made it easier to capture Pokemon that you had already captured and or tamed. If the Pokemon was already caught and or tamed in your game, it had a capture rate of 3. However, if it wasn't inside your Pokedex, it would have the same capture rate as a standard Pokeball. Once again, as of the Sun and Moon remakes, the capture rate has been now changed to 3.5 instead. Next up we have the infamous Safari Ball, available starting from the original Red and Green games all the way up until White and Black 2. The games actually had stopped using this from X and Y all the way up to the Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu series, and then made a reappearance in Sword Shield, and then leaving again in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. This Pokeball was only available to use inside the Safari Zone and had a standard capture rate of 1.5, slightly higher than a regular Pokeball. Next up is the Sport Ball. The Sport Ball was only available in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, as well as Sword and Shield. This Pokeball was only attainable inside the National Park Bug Capture Contest and had a capture rate of 1.5. This was originally the Park Ball that was noted in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Fun fact, if a Pokemon that you captured with this ball was traded into the original Diamond and Pearl or Platinum games, it would actually revert back into a regular Pokeball. And right in the nick of time, we now come up to the Timer Ball. The Timer Ball has been available since Ruby Sapphire and all the way up to the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, only ever skipping a Fire Red, Leaf Green, and the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee series. The Timer Ball was kind of the fine wine of Pokeballs as it got better over time. If it was used during turn 10 or less, it would have the same capture rate as a standard Pokeball. However, if it was used in turns 11 to 20, it would have the capture rate of 2, and then if used between the turns 21 and 30, the capture rate of 3. And finally, for any turns after turn 30, the capture rate of 4. And that about does it for all of the Pokeballs inside all of the Pokemon games, up to date, not including Legends Arceus, as there may or may not be additional new balls from those games. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to talk more Pokemon, feel free to catch me on Twitch as I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If there's something you want to learn more about the Pokemon universe, feel free to let me know in the comments and maybe I can make a video about it. Till then, my name is Mana, thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day.